Okay, I know that we've all received in excess of like 50 written testimonies in opposition to this resolution. Um, I thought it would be helpful having, if you can give me some latitude to explain what took place between within the last 24 hours regarding this, that I wanted to explain to the people that sent in testimonies the procedural connection between the resolution we have before us, Communication 605, and the bill that actually is being amended later on. So if I would be allowed to read my response to these testifiers.
Yes, go
and
ahead.
then what happened after that. So I sent this email to 40 plus testifiers last night, basically saying aloha and mahalo for your testimony regarding Resolution 56820. Resolution 568 authorizes the county to receive funds from the state of Hawaii to reimburse the county for overtime costs, supplies, and equipment already expended. The resolution must be read together with Bill 115 and Communication 605.8. That communication outlines a proposed amendment to Bill number 115, changing the appropriation amount from $10 million to $5,342,262, which is the actual amount expended by the county up to and including December 31st, 2019. That is what constituents asked for at the last hearing on this measure. That this not be a blank check. So as I understand the process before us, these three documents, Resolution 568, Bill 115, and the draft MOA, are part of a process necessary to give the county authority to enter into agreements with another government agency to furnish, expend, and receive any funds or other assistance. The resolution and bill move together, much like companion legislation. Reimbursement by state grant cannot be received without approval by council of a resolution authorizing the entering into of an agreement, and in this case, a grant agreement. Without an official agreement or contract, public monies cannot be received by an agency, the county in this case, and therefore reimbursement from the state for the $5.3 million will not happen. I sincerely hope my effort to briefly explain the manner in which we as council members need to make decisions relating to this extremely sensitive and important issue provides some clarity. It is also my understanding that regarding this entire process, if this council does not approve the resolution and the bill, the County of Hawaii will absorb the cost of $5.3 million in its own budget. Given the very serious situation we have right now, paying this cost out of our own budget will severely burden the people of Hawaii Island. I asked for I thank them for allowing me to respond, and I did get several responses late last night. And what they did convey to me, which I agree with, is that they were happy that the bill and the resolution does state the end date, but if the MOA could be amended to include the end date of December 31st and not be open-ended as it appears on the communication that we have before us. And I thought that it was something that I could agree with. I understand that. The open-endedness to me in my mind was because initially the amount was 10 million and we were going to be using only a portion of it. So now that it's for the exact amount, I think we can have the end date included in the MOA. So I did contact Corporation Counsel and to see if we could include that amendment or that revision to the MOA so that all documents would be consistent. And I did get a confirmation that could be done if it would be the will of this body. And so in just trying to get ahead of having the department itself make the proposed amendment, I drafted a amendment to the MOA suggesting that it be changed to read something like this. The MO, as far as the term of the MOA, that paragraph will read, the entire paragraph is deleted as far as the term, and this in its place. This MOA shall become effective upon execution and be applicable for the purpose consistent with the terms of Resolution number 568-20, authorizing the entering into this MOA covering the period up to and including December 31st, 2019. I submitted that this morning to Corp Counsel. They basically said if it's the will of the council to amend or revise the MOA, then so be it. I pushed it out to you guys for discussion. And before I yield, I just want to suggest that given the proposal that I'm making, I would ask that maybe after discussion, we consider postponing this resolution to our next meeting when the bill moves forward to second and final reading, so that everything can be before us would be final if we go ahead with the recommendations. I yield at this time, and thank you for the latitude.
Anyone? Any discussion? Let me give you my thoughts on this, Miley. I mean, and you and I had a telephone conversation yesterday, and I really appreciate you taking that extra step in, addressing the concerns of those who reached out to all of us. But this is something that came up from the finance department because it, has been kind of mired with the county council for a while, awaiting some direction from the administration. They basically said that the police department is running out of money. And that was the reason for the urgency in bringing it up so quickly. In my opinion, this is when I look at the resolution, it is very clear that it goes all the way until the end of last year, and it is for reimbursement only. So if the whatever memorandum that was attached to the transmittal initially goes out the window, the Corporation Counsel's office and the administration will be required to frame a memorandum of agreement which is consistent with the resolution. They cannot go outside of that scope. Yeah, to do so would be doing something that is outside of their authority, basically. So I don't know. I mean, I just want to move quickly on getting that money back to the county of Hawaii. Okay, and whatever it takes, and that would be my recommendation. I mean, you could, possibly amend the resolution if you wanted to make it more specific. I don't think it needs to be done, but I would like something passed out today, if possible.
Yes, thank you for that. I still will yield to the suggestions, and I understand what you're saying, Chair. I think I don't think this will delay if we ask for the MOA to be amended before our next reading in 2 weeks. But I'll just listen to my other colleagues at this point. I yield.
So you're talking about the bill, though?
No, I'm talking about the resolution.
No, but when you say in 2 weeks, you're saying as long as, I mean, because do we have the bills here? Okay, so the bills have to go one more reading. So you're saying no problem with carrying over the resolution. Okay,
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
All right. So what's
Mr.
the
Chair?
motion? Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Oh, Ms. Eoff?
Hi. No, I think that would be a good idea because then in 2 weeks we would have the second, if we move ahead with adopting or moving Bill 115 to second reading, then at our next meeting we would see that with the reso, an amended memorandum that would pretty much take care of all the concerns that have been written to all of us. And I think it accomplishes what needs to be done as far as getting the money into the proper account as fast as possible, which we do want the reimbursement before the end of the fiscal year.
Yeah, I think that's
So
what we all decided.
I support Ms. David's proposal, and I yield. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. David, are you going to make a motion?
Oh, okay, if we're done talking, then sure, I'll make a motion to postpone,
Oh,
resolution
you know
five
what?
six.
Hold on.
Oh,
We have
what
Mr.
about?
Kanyali Kleinfelder who
Oh,
has his
okay,
light on.
sorry.
Sorry, I was listening to the discussion to see where we were headed. Miley, I agree with what you said. Resolution 568, Bill 115, and Communications 855 and 605 all are based on each other. The mayor's office needs the approval of the resolution to enter into an agreement. Without that resolution being approved, then Bill 115 can't go anywhere. So what is important today is that if Resolution 568 and Communication 855 don't receive council approval, Bill 115 can never pass. And that's what the public needs to understand. Without Resolution 568, Bill 115 for reimbursement dies. Under HRS Section 46.7, no council approved agreement by resolution between state and county, then no reimbursement. Now, what's concerning me a little bit is that we're moving to amend the MOA, and I like that because it needs to be amended. There is no end date right now on that. And last year we were given the same MOA, except they opened the MOA to be broader now than it was before. If I remember correctly, this council voted 9-0 against the last MOA. So if the council is willing to vote for something just because they need the money, then we're entering into you're looking almost like extortion. So we need to be very careful about entering into an agreement just because we need the money. We have a rainy day fund. We have different areas we can pull funding from. So I agree with the amendment. I will not say yes to any resolution until I see an amended MOA between the state and the county back in front of us that meets our needs and that meets the needs of the public. Thank you. I yield.
Okay, Miley, your motion, please.
Thank you. Move to postpone resolution 568 to our meeting. Mr. Clerk, what
Our
is
next meeting.
our next
We're
meeting,
using next
basically?
meeting right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Next council meeting. Thank you. Next council
Our
meeting.
next council meeting, whenever that happens. Is there a second? Second.
It's been moved by Ms. David, seconded by Ms. Eoff. All those in favor say aye. All opposed, no. Motion carried, 9 ayes.